Feedback is super important in business, but that does not mean we take it well. So, this episode of 5 Business Rules is all about how to take feedback for your business. I'm Nicole.
I'm Monica.
And I will say I am an emotional person to begin with, but especially as a small business owner, my business is my baby, right? So it can be hard to hear things. We don't always want to. So that is actually tip number 1. Do not ask for feedback if you are not ready for an honest answer. If all you're looking for is somebody to like endorse your idea and like give you the selling point, that is not asking for feedback.
No, that's asking for praise.
So feedback is something that actually that you can use to improve your business. So be like, that's number 1. Because there's a lot of people that say, I want the feedback, but is asking people to agree with you.
No, not feedback.
Okay. So when you do get feedback, whether you asked for it or it came as a just nice little gift wrap for you, you need to give yourself some time to feedback. Now, I will say, like I said, emotional, I get mad and I start I pound away at the computer and then I save it. And I go throw the ball for my dog, or I take a walk, or a little bit, and I come back to it and the response when it's a little calmer.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. And if sometimes I need to give myself a day or two, so I will respond and say, I got your email, I'll respond in full later, whatever, if you need to take some more time.
So that's actually another tip is always say thank you. Whether you have to grit your teeth to do it and it pains you, say thank you to somebody for taking the time to tell you, because it's much better that they tell you than they go to the internet and start
100%.
screaming, right? And plus, it's just if you want to know what's happening with your business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, this goes back to taking the time to think about it. Even if you do not agree, consider their perspective. Right? Because I've thought about things and, once I get past the emotional things, I say, I don't agree with you, but it's an interesting perspective. And some of that just means, hey, I need to change who I'm targeting my customer for, for somebody that's going to think like me. That's an awful thing to say, right? But whatever, however it is. But you know what? There can be valuable things, because even if somebody says that image is horrible, you painted that image, right? Okay, so that hurts, but you take that and you say, okay, well, maybe other people don't like that image too, and maybe there's some consideration. And that brings us to number 5, which is use it, right? Is that this can only improve your business. That does not mean you're going to listen to every piece of thing coming on, but if somebody said, I had a hard time doing this, get past it should be obvious to do that and say, well, I know how it is, but maybe you don't know how it is.
And one thing that I would say, if you don't agree with the feedback you got, go ask some of your favorite clients. Hey, I want to check in with you. I had this new client say they didn't like X. What do you think about X? And see, so maybe this is a complete aberration. You can actually ignore the feedback instead of using it, right?
But that's but actually you still used it too, because you engaged with your clients, you checked and that's that's only going to make your business stronger. So it's not always fun, but feedback is that
feedback's important.
Feedback is important. So use it. We love feedback. Good and bad.
Only good.
Because you love us as much as we love you, even if we have to tell you that you do. But you love us so much that we will see you next time.
Bye.